Coordinated, episode 307, State Spotlight. Greg in Arkansas. Greetings, AP coordinators. I'm Karli, school counselor and AP coordinator. Thanks for joining us. It's Monday, December 22nd, 2025. Most of us are settling into our winter breaks, and for some of us, that means, you guessed it, road trips. Well, today we are continuing our coordinated road trip series where I am traveling all across the country, virtually, of course, shining the light on AP coordinators and their programs. We're heading to Bentonville, Arkansas today to speak to an AP coordinator and an assistant principal, Greg Puckett. We're here for tips, tricks, best practices, and in this series, learning more about the people that do this job too. AP coordinators, they're just like us. Wait, they are us. It's time to do this. Let's go, AP coordinators. It's time to get the podcast queued up and our favorite road trip snacks ready. It's time to get coordinated. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Karli. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. And I don't know if you've heard any of the episodes in this series yet, but on this road trip, I am visiting the states alphabetically, and Arkansas is the last A state.
I'm happy to tell you about all the things we've got going on in Arkansas. And I just came off a real road trip. Last week, I visited Indianapolis, Indiana with our marching band. And on the way, I had the best road trip snacks, Karli. I stopped in Springfield, Missouri and got beaver nuggets from Buc-ee's. And I can tell you right now, 10 out of 10, no notes. They are the best.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Greg. I have never been to Buc-ee's, so I will have to write that on my list of things to hit up on my next real road trip. I'm so excited to dive into this conversation and just learn a little bit more about what I've heard is a pretty big program. So can you set the stage for us, Greg? Can you introduce yourself and your school?
You bet. My name is Greg Puckett, and I'm in my 26th year of education. I'm an assistant principal and an AP coordinator at Bentonville High School. Outside of work, I have a sweet little beagle named Franklin and a golden retriever named Truman, and I'm the proud gunkle of Charles. He is a senior in high school, and he aced AP chemistry last year. I absolutely love to share that.
That's amazing. Shout out, Charles. That's so great. Thank you, Greg. So let's jump right in. You know, some of my friends that are not in education can't fathom the idea of getting up every day and coming back to high school. And I get that. I do. I work at the high school I went to, so I understand that perspective. But I wanted to ask you, Greg, what was your high school experience like? Did you go to high school in Arkansas or take any AP classes?
I did. Yeah, I'm a native of Arkansas. I've been here my entire life. I had a fantastic high school experience, but AP wasn't my track. I was aware of the AP classes. I believe we offered two. This was in the mid-90s, by the way. I think we had AP biology and we had AP calculus, but I certainly did not think of myself as an AP kid at all. And one of the cool things is that experience informs my practice today because it's really important. We want all kids to think of themselves as AP kids at BHS, and that's not lip service. We mean it and we live by it. So as one of the things I do as AP coordinator is I make sure I have lots of events and lots of spaces where all kids can learn about AP and jump in when they're ready to get going.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing that. That's kind of why I wanted to ask that question, is to kind of put ourselves back in our high school shoes and think about what was the culture at my school like. Were they encouraging me to take AP classes? Did I feel like an AP student? I think that you just totally answered that it is something that when we think back on our own experience, we can support students in a way that we wish we were or didn't know was available. So thank you so much. And so from there, how did you decide that you wanted to work in a high school? Was that always part of your plan?
Well, I knew I wanted to work in education, and I started
Hmm.
working at the collegiate level. I worked at the University of Arkansas for 7 years, and I did outreach work. I went into high schools and worked with low income first generation students about getting into college. And that looks
Mm.
like helping with applications, helping with the FAFSA, helping decide on a major, or even just understanding that they had a place on a college campus. And through that work, Bentonville High School, where I am now, that was one of the schools I went into. And I
Hmm.
realized high school campuses were really cool places. And I wanted to be on a high school campus. So I
Hmm.
went and got a master's degree in school counseling. I thought I wanted to be a school counselor. I got hired as a teacher. I taught
Hmm.
AP psychology and I fell in love with the classroom and wound up never actually being a high school counselor because I loved the classroom so much. Um, the principal of the building at the time talked to me a little bit after I've been teaching for 3 or 4 years, and she said, "Hey, listen, have you ever thought about administration?" I had not thought of administration, but she was really um, helpful in that, and she encouraged me to consider it. And I became an assistant principal after 7 years in the classroom.
Amazing. I can absolutely get that school counselor vibe from you. I can see that you kind of can see the big picture for students and are really passionate about helping them find their interests. And as a school counselor myself, I can feel that you have that in you as well. And that's amazing because you're now at Bentonville, back at Bentonville, I guess. And you are helping to support students in a variety of different ways at the high school level. So, can you tell us a little bit more about Bentonville High School and what makes it so special?
You bet. So we have around 3,600 students in grades 9 through 12. We're the largest
Wow.
campus in the state of Arkansas. And Carly, if you close your eyes and sort of think of that classic American high school with pep rallies and spirit weeks and
Mm.
a robust course catalog and clubs and organizations and high performing athletics and world class fine arts clubs and organizations, that's BHS. In a lot of
Mm.
ways, we really are sort of a classic American public high school. And we're really proud of that. Most of the students in our school did not grow up in Bentonville. Bentonville
Mm.
is it's home of a Fortune 5 company. And so most of the families have relocated at some point. So our students really are from all over the nation, from all over the
Mm.
world. It's a happy, healthy place to be. It's a really fun, big, high octane American high school.
That sounds amazing, and that does sound like a very special, unique kind of situation with students coming in from all over. That sounds like a lot of people might want to visit you, Greg. And just to brag on Bentonville even more, do you have a favorite campus tradition or memory from Bentonville?
We have a lot of traditions. One of my favorites is directly related to the AP program. So
Okay.
every July when scores are released, of course that's a big deal to students, and they
Hmm.
are on their account that morning waiting for the scores to drop. We are watching
Hmm.
them intently as well. Every student in Bentonville High School that scores a 5 on at least one exam gets a yard sign, an I scored a
Mm.
5 yard sign in their yard, and it's become a real celebration in our community. We do it on a morning, an unannounced morning, and our teachers are generous and gracious enough to come up in the middle of their summer break and help us.
Mm.
So we go out like an army of educators and put signs in yards celebrating that success. This year we upped the ante a little bit, and I wrote a personalized letter to every single student who got a 5. So it was fun for them to get that in the mail. But the I scored a 5 yard signs, Carly, they're huge, and the
Mm.
community absolutely loves it. We love to celebrate the success in a very tangible way and in a way that neighborhoods and
Mm.
families see how well our students are doing and that we value the AP program.
That's incredible. think that that's such a beautiful way to, like you said, celebrate student success. These students are taking these AP exams after a full school year of hard work that they put into these classes, and being able to celebrate them in a way that's so visible is such a wonderful way to motivate students and encourage students and inspire, elementary school students driving through neighborhoods. That's such a cool way to tie the community into the success of your AP program. I love that idea, Greg, and I'm sure lots of listeners love that idea too. Thank you so much for sharing that, and what a commitment that you have made to write personalized letters. I'm sure that takes a lot of time, but I'm sure the students that receive them feel so special, and that's such a cool thing. So, I personally love working at the high school level, and some people will say it takes a special person to work in elementary school or even middle school. But I say it takes a special person to be an AP coordinator. So, speaking of AP coordinating, can you tell us just a little bit more about your large AP program?
You bet. We offer 29 courses, and normally around 1,200 or 1,300 students will take at least one exam. Last year, we gave right shy of 2,800 exams overall. So, definitely a large scale program. Um,
Wow.
for grades 9 through 12, we've got students across the board taking lots and lots of AP classes.
That is incredible. And I actually have so many questions now. The first question, Greg, that comes to mind is, how do you do that? Can you maybe talk about some of your biggest exams and any tips you can share on AP administration weeks?
Yeah, you bet. So we are lucky that we have two auxiliary gyms that are reserved for the two main weeks of testings. So we run everything through those auxiliary gyms.
Hmm.
I use substitute teachers for proctors, and
Mm.
I've developed really strong relationships with a handful of them that keep coming back. A lot of them are
Hmm.
previous educators, Carly. So I would recommend any coordinator who can reach out to retired educators. They really are strong proctors.
Hmm.
So we run everything through two large gyms, and then have a pretty good proctor base that I will start reaching out to as soon as we get back from winter break. One of the things that I've learned a few years ago that was really, really helpful in terms of just getting students seated and situated. A couple years ago, we came up with the idea of ordering table tents that had numbers on them, not unlike like a table tent that you would get at a restaurant that has your order
Hmm.
number on it or something like that.
Hmm.
And it really helped with getting students into the gym and seated. An example would be, Carly, if you and I are both taking AP World History, you see on the roster in the gym lobby that you're number 143, I am number 19. As soon as we walk into the gym, we can see that table tent with the number on it, and we know exactly where to go, as opposed to trying to walk through a really large gym and find where we're supposed to sit. And then if
Hmm.
something happens related to digital testing, let's say a student's Chromebook runs out of battery life and we need to move them to an outlet on the exterior of a room, that student's then able to just pick up their table tent and then move themselves near an
Hmm.
outlet. And then from a seating chart standpoint, we have a visual cue of exactly where every student is in the room.
Yeah, I love that. I'm writing that down. I can only imagine the logistics and coordination that goes into all of that, Greg. Like, what a huge undertaking. I know that our listeners have programs of all sizes, and all programs have challenges that we have to find solutions for, sometimes in the moment. So, Greg, you must be managing multiple rooms and proctors and hall monitors and all the things. So, what is your strategy for keeping everyone calm and organized during those AP testing weeks?
Yeah, it's so important. And this, I will be honest, has been a growth area for me early in my AP coordination years. This is my 11th year, by the way, of AP coordinating. This might have been somewhere where I would get flustered and I
Mm.
would it would show in my communication. And I feel like I've gotten a lot better related to that. It's so important that we remain calm because here's the thing, something is going to happen during an exam. That's the
Mhm.
bottom line, and we have to stay calm and stay focused so that we project that for our students. We have to know, we have to let them know that everything is gonna be okay, and we're here to support them, and we are here to help them do their best. We have to see them with unconditional positive regard for who they
Mhm.
are, and we have to help them stay calm themselves. So to your point, it's super important. How do I do it? I try to stay very organized. I try to have good people around me. I have
Mhm.
administrative assistants and I have people from our tech department at the ready so
Mhm.
that they can take on some of those smaller tasks and then I can help with some of the larger pieces.
Yeah, it's so important that we as AP coordinators kind of set the tone of that calm, kind of quiet confidence of things are going to work out. And like you said, something happens, something comes up, and we have to be able to adjust and shift and kind of be able to solve those challenges as they arise. So I appreciate just that perspective of being able to tap into people around us, to be able to focus on the big picture, as well as making sure that when students are coming in, they see us confident so that they can feel more confident coming in to take that test. So thank you for sharing that. That's really helpful. You know, your program is very large already, and it's hard to imagine your program growing any bigger, but hopefully it can. College Board has added some new AP classes recently and will be adding more in the future. So is Bentonville considering adding any additional AP classes for students?
Heck yes, we are. We are all on board. Let's grow
Awesome.
and let's put opportunities in front of students. That's something that's really a priority for our district and priority for our high school is to give students opportunities. And we saw a couple places where we were already leaning in with some state level courses and are excited to add those at a college board at an AP level course. So next year
Mhm.
we're going with AP Business Principles and with AP Cybersecurity. We're excited about these courses. Let's give students opportunities to earn
Mhm.
certifications. Let's get them workforce ready. Let's put our best foot forward with them so that they're ready for their next steps. And both of those are great. I can't say enough about business principles or cybersecurity. The moment I heard about them, the moment I knew they were an option, let's do this. Let's go.
Mhm. That is so cool. That is such a wonderful way to give students options to learn about things that could potentially be their passion, their interest, their career, their job field. So that is so wonderful that Bentonville is expanding even further in your program. So thanks for sharing. And I did promise the audience tips, tricks, and best practices in the opening. So in the spirit of winter break, what is your go-to quote unquote like, reset activity after a long day during AP testing?
It's so important, isn't it? We have to take care of ourselves in everything that we do, not just AP coordinating, but every day of our lives. Uh, so I do two things. I'm a runner. I'm a slow
Mm.
runner, Carly, but I run really, really far, long distances, and I enjoy that. It's my
Mm.
go-to. I put on my running shoes and I find a trail nearby and get some miles in. I also read quite a bit, and I would be remiss if I didn't share two novels that I've really enjoyed recently: "Wild Dark Shore" by Charlotte McConaughey, and then "Culpability" by Bruce Holsinger. Both of them were amazing. I could not put them down. But to your point, it's important that we all have work-life balance, and it's important
Mhm.
that when we walk out of an AP exam administration week, we take time for ourselves, whether that's spending family time together, or petting on our sweet dogs, or leaning into a faith perspective, or playing pickleball. I think I'm the only person on the planet that doesn't play pickleball. I mean, that's like taking over the world, right?
It is. It is.
But yeah, it's really important that we have that work-life balance, and I'm glad you honored that. I agree with you completely.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I agree. There's so many things that are, sometimes out of our control at school. And so it's nice to be able to refocus in on yourself and kind of reset before going into another kind of busy day. So mine is always a book. I'm going to write those two down that you just recommended. I love to read. I'm in a book club, and just the routine of reading a book at home after a long day of AP testing just really takes my mind out of the chaos of the day and just calms me. That and hugging my sweet babies, of course. Greg, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, taking time out of your day to share about yourself and your AP program. I hope you have a wonderful winter break and that you're able to get some rest and relaxation and lots of running in before the AP testing season begins.
Thanks, Karli. It's been my pleasure. Go AP.
Yes. Well, before I let you go, I do have one more final question for you, Greg. What is one thing that you'll be doing when you come back from winter break, of course, for your AP program that helps keep you, you know, coordinated?
Yeah, that's a great question, because definitely the year is cyclical in that way. So when I
Hmm.
get back from winter break, my top priority is, there's going to be two top priorities. Number one, I will double check and recheck that everything related to students with accommodations is on board, and I've got
Hmm.
my ducks in a row related to that.
Hmm.
Not only is it important from a standpoint of rules and regulations, but it's also just the right thing to do for students. Students that need those supports deserve them, and we need to honor that completely. So I'll definitely be focusing on SSD, focusing on accommodations. And then the second thing I'll do as soon as I get back is start working on getting my proctors, the
Hmm.
roster of proctors that I'll use lined up. I will reach out to my veteran proctors first. Cross your fingers, they all want to come back. It might take a Sonic drink or a Starbucks gift card to get that ball rolling, but
Hmm.
that'll be a big piece as well, as starting that proctor process.
Thank you for sharing that. That helps get our minds into January and start thinking about some things that we need to focus on.
You bet.
Special thanks to our AP coordinator spotlight today, Greg Puckett from the largest school in Arkansas, Bentonville High School. Go Tigers. Tracy Devers will be back next week with a special episode highlighting some helpful resources for us, AP coordinators. Abby and I will be back with you in 2026 for another year of coordinated conversations. Happy holidays, AP coordinators. We hope you are enjoying your time off and resetting in the ways that mean the most to you. And for all our support of AP students, yep, our support. AP coordinators, we are truly good as gold.
Just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so. I'm good as gold.
Hey, AP coordinators, are you looking for quick answers to those common tasks we do in AP registration and ordering?
Especially some that we only do once a year, which, side note, Karli, for me, that is changing AP Art and Design portfolio types. I always need reminders about how to do that.
Absolutely, me too. Or would you like to teach your students how to troubleshoot their account login challenges before they come to you?
If you answered yes to these questions, have we got the place for you?
The AP Coordinator Experience YouTube channel houses 4 different playlists as well as the Coordinated Podcast.
That's right, Karli, and it's an excellent resource. The playlist that might help us the most is the AP Registration and Ordering playlist. This features over 10 short videos on how to do everything in AP Registration and Ordering, from how to create a class section to, my personal favorite, how to switch AP Art and Design exams to how to switch students to late testing.
Support for AP students includes a video to help students troubleshoot any challenges they have when logging in to their College Board accounts. This is a favorite and a great way to ensure that our students are ready for exams in May.
We also have playlists for coordinators, the back-to-school workshops, and, cue the excitement, a new playlist coming in January that will really help us out with another big topic. Stay tuned.
Visit the AP Coordinator Experience YouTube channel for all these videos and more.